Well, good morning, friends. Yes, the cold has won again. Yes, the power pack is freaking out. I had a space heater. It wasn't enough. So thank goodness we still got the Honda. We got some good old Petro. That's going to save the day. So we're going to get started and see if we can make it a good day. Got a little bit of frozen drugs. We're looking a little better. It's one of those things that's just going to cost more money. And that's just how it goes, you know. Sometimes it just costs more money. The machine's going to stay. So instead of a $1,200 rental, now it's a $2,400 rental. So we need that piece of equipment. We got the box truck here. We're going to keep that for another 3 more days, which is basically $300 a day with the mileage and stuff. Then you got gas in there, so you're probably about $400 a day for that piece of equipment. This pole we found out yesterday. I don't know if you can see it, but it's bent. So we're supposed to have one of the guys. We got an extra guy today that'll help. This one, I still don't know if we're going to beat this off. We got to send somebody to get these brackets still. We're going to need some of those brackets. I can about guarantee that. I don't know if we're going to sludge that off and reuse it. I'm not sure yet. There's fencing on here that's going to take a little bit extra time. Gotta have to get some ties. I got to write that on my list so we can tie the fence. They do it so people can't put their hands through and get them chopped off when the gate's running. This thing, I don't know what this thing is. Obviously there is concrete. I can see it now. Yeah, there's concrete right there. I think this is all one. So we might have to jackhammer all this. It ain't pretty. It is not pretty, folks. We yanked on this one really hard yesterday. Scratched it all up. I mean, it's about ready just to snap because we just put so much torque on it. But trying to get it out of there so we can get that cleaned up. I thought about it last night. I just thought about it this morning, honestly. We would have had a ground blanket for here. I'm going to check that outlet. There's an outlet on that pole right there. I'm going to see if there's power, but we really could use a ground blanket. Anybody's got any recommendations, let me know. I'm assuming like a concrete blanket, something like that, because if it would have kept the ground warm, now the ground's going to be really frozen in that area again. And I don't know how that's going to affect the concrete. So horrible time to do this. This is the wrong time. Should have definitely said no. So stay tuned. Thanks for being here. Be careful of that conduit. Yeah. Mention water jugs froze. The big one up there, over there on the skid, that one's not froze. But I got the truck running. I wasn't gonna let it run all day, but I gotta make sure I keep on top of these jugs in case we need the water. But I think we're okay. Good thing about the Ford Super Duty, it's got a good heater. It's cooking in there. So I'll show you around. We'll look at some of these pipes. Got the concrete out. We're gonna set up the string. We're taking about a 10-15 minute break before we get into the concrete, because once it goes, you know, it sets up pretty fast. It goes. You got to kind of commit. Another thing is the old Milwaukee does not like the cold, so it's not charging. Brought an extra couple pairs of boots, like another water jug, not bleach. I don't see it. It'd be nice if I had a port in here to charge, because it'd be nice to at least trickle charge this thing, because I did not want to charge this morning when it was cold. I accidentally left it on last night, so it was dead. Just how it goes. Sometimes electric, you need gas. So good thing I bring the Honda. Can't rely on the electric. They don't want to charge. They don't work as good in the cold. Things to think about. Cold is hard. Very hard on things. Definitely super grateful to have Nick out here today helping. Extra hands. One thing I've learned in the business is that you can never discount help. Help is so important, because he's doing the stuff kind of behind the scenes, which is just as important. But we're doing the stuff that, we really got to be focused on what we're doing right now. Setting post. We got to try to get this other piece of fencing. Decorative fencing is very different than chain link fencing. It's double to triple the amount of work, in my opinion, because we're trying to make that section line up and match and fit in between the poles, and we're trying to also make sure stuff is level, and we're also trying to make sure stuff lines up with the string. There's just so many more variables. It just takes, you're trying to get everything in sequence, so it takes a lot more time. This was all of 45 minutes to an hour cut down for this little clip for you guys to see, so I appreciate you being here. Getting her pushed in the pile there, the concrete. Kale's been dumping it in. I've been kind of checking things over and stuff. We'll show our little, we got a little cleanup crew going here in a minute, but yep. Nick's just mixing away, baby. Just keep on moving. So we got to keep doing. But I knew once we started it, we couldn't stop. You know what I mean? And I'm really glad we got these 2 poles in. That was just good enough for the day. It was just too much. We were pooped. The wind was just brutal on us. We couldn't have I don't think we could have the truck in the way to help block some of it for some reason. The sidewalk has a lot of people, a lot of riffraff, so I didn't want to leave the truck running by the sidewalk and chance somebody going in there. So. Little kiddie pool worked pretty darn good for clean out. Kind of left it over there in case we splash, trying to keep it off the asphalt for a mess. So things like that worked out real good. So for some of you new guys, like I was teaching Caleb here, I said go back and re-level everything, because you just never know if something got bumped. The concrete setting up, it's shifting as it's almost drying, curing in a sense. You just never know. So I call it the cigarette moment, which I don't encourage smoking, but stand back and look at your work. Act like you're smoking a cigarette. Act like you just spent $5-10 grand, money wise, and you're looking back at your work. It's really important to always look at your work from all different angles. It's so important. These bags work out pretty good. Caleb's driving. Those ones that you get at Lowe's for like 20-30 bucks, garbage bags, got a bunch of concrete and dirt in there, so that works out pretty good. Kiddie pool's got a hole in it, it's draining. Oh well, at least it's got most of the sediment. We were gonna lift this. I don't want to kill myself. I said no. I said let's just use a piece of equipment we got it here. We're renting it. Got it for a week. Let's just pick that up, throw it in that bag. It should be fine. Cut the post off instead of banging it. That stuff always flies in your face, makes a mess. We got our poles. They're screaming high, a little high. It's okay though. We're good. We're gonna let these set up overnight. I don't have no good idea besides maybe straw. Threw dirt on them. Obviously the concrete's gonna get warm. It's 20, 30, 40 minute set, so it should be good. But sorry for the wind. This was a nightmare. We're gonna mess with this tomorrow. We're kind of burned out. I'm glad we got the post in. We're sitting as good as we're gonna be. Truck needs some restock, some fuel, some propane. just little things. I'm gonna help Caleb get that chunk on there. He's ready for it, so. But give me a little bit of time to clean up, get the mess. This ramp actually works really good. It's got these grips the right way, so it works really nice. So real pleased with it, but just it's a lot of money, but it is what it is. Throw it in the bag down there. We're getting out of here. Thanks for watching. I got a question for you. So we're doing this fence job, you know, it's gate, all that stuff, poles, concrete. It's super wrong time of year to do it. It's freezing out, right? We're just getting ready to leave. I wanted to ask you though, what do you think about doing day rate? You know what I mean? Because, you know, you think about it, this job for everybody is roughly 45 minutes to an hour away, depending on the weather. But in my brain, I sit there and I go, you know, you should do a day rate, because especially some of your guys that, you know, you're paying, like they're driving, right? So they might want to put another 2, 3, 4 hours in. But if it's a day rate, because there's certain jobs, you know how it is, it doesn't line up. It's not worth cracking open the bags of concrete to start another project that's going to take 2 to 3 hours. Let's make it an early day. So I'd like to know what you think about the day rate pay. See you later. Thanks for watching. Keep your fingers.